And I just was like, oh my gosh, okay, let me work on myself. No one knew how much pain I was in. This is important, actually. This is super important. You have to have tricks. Oh, I didn't lose any weight this week. Oh, geez, I didn't lose any weight. When I started noticing loose skin, like I've never lost enough weight to notice loose skin. Everyone is thinking the same thing. Oh gosh, I hope that fat guy doesn't sit next to me. I hope he doesn't sit next to me. Over the last 11 months, I have officially lost 142 pounds. Let me tell you about it. You probably want to ask me how much I've lost officially. That's probably should be the first question. I have officially lost, as of this trip, 142 pounds. Yeah. Yeah, so my highest weight, so I guess if you look at from the highest to the lowest, I've lost 180 pounds from my very highest to the lowest.
Was there a specific moment that made you decide? That shook you, kind of?
I would say it was the last plane ride I did. The plane ride was tough. I have to ask for an extender every time. And you get that look when you're going in and about to sit down next to me. Everyone is thinking the same thing. Oh gosh, I hope that fat guy doesn't sit next to me. I hope he doesn't sit next to me. So when I really started feeling it was, I think that was one of the many moments, but and I was just sick of it. I was sick of being bigger. I can't remember. I mean, I haven't been this weight since, gosh, at least junior high, maybe even junior high. I was definitely 6th, 7th grade. This is how big I was. So this is definitely the lowest I've ever been in my whole life as an adult. Definitely as an adult. So yeah, it's been crazy. I had done a couple of long fasts with a couple of my buddies, so I know that it's done well. Like I did a random cold turkey 3-day fast with one of my buddies, and it worked so good that I was like, okay, maybe I should do this. I didn't realize that most of my eating problems were snacking. So once I did the window, the not eating wasn't as big of a deal as I went through this process. And if I failed, I knew how to go back. I'm really confident in this. This is working for me. For the first time ever, this is working for me. The other big thing that I did about my weight is I went to therapy. So I would go to therapy once a month. It was funny because my therapist would be like, Todd, what's going on? And I would just she watched my whole weight loss program and she kind of helped me get to the bottom of what makes me happy. So my therapist would talk about a cup, and the cup is your happiness and your love for other people and your service, your kindness. As the cup empties, because you're giving it to everyone, your cup is empty. You become empty and you can't ever work on yourself. And so she said, you need to fill that cup up so much that you are so happy and so content that it overflows. And that's how you give other people love, attention, to serve them. I remember it very distinctly. That analogy hit me. And I just was like, oh my gosh, okay, let me work on myself. As I work on myself, as I become more happy, I will be able to help people more and not feel drained. I would always exercise 2 or 3 times a week on my Peloton. But this time, I changed it. I was going to work out every day. I've gone pretty consistently, almost a year, never missing a day. What I would then start doing is I started doing a hike. So 2 or 3 miles. Now I'm up to 7-mile hikes. I have my headphones in, either listening to music or listening to a book. And I've really, really enjoyed that. I just started doing that in the last couple of months to really start hiking.
Is that a new thing for you, hiking?
I've always liked hiking. It's a little tougher. The difference of my hikes now and when I was bigger, I was trying to prove a point. And so I would push myself up in, where was it again? We hiked Angel's Landing, and I was probably, at that time, I was at least 380 pounds, but I got through it, barely. No one knew how much pain I was in. So.
Do you feel like when you were bigger, you had to pretend a lot that things like weren't bothering you?
Yeah, when I was at my biggest, when I couldn't breathe or I would sweat doing the most mundane things. And I use humor. Everyone likes a jolly fat guy. Now I still make fat jokes. Now instead of fat jokes, I make pudgy jokes. Because I'm not skinny, I'm probably pudgy now, which is great. Remember, morbidly obese, fat, pudgy, jolly, porky. This is important, actually. This is super important. You have to have tricks, especially in the beginning. On the hard days, I have two main tricks. One, I do drink a lot of liquids, and if I want a diet soda, I'll drink a diet soda. I'll just do that. That's my, okay, I'm gonna go to the store, pick up a diet soda. The other thing that I do is I will always have Lifesavers, sugar-free if I can get them. If not, no big deal. The two that I like are sugar-free Lifesavers and butter rum. If they had a butter rum sugar-free, I'd get it, but they don't. So, Lifesavers. And then the other thing is I have gum on me at all times. I just chew gum, and when I lose the taste of it, I throw it out and put another chew. Like I'm chewing. What is it called?
Nicotine.
It's like I'm chewing nicotine. You know, it keeps my cravings down. And then I also very much picked a window of my 2 hours that I eat that made the most sense. And that took a little time to figure out what works. 4 to 6 to me worked perfectly because I normally get really hungry about 2 o'clock. So 2 o'clock is in striking distance to 4. I can wait 2 hours. I can do that. If I eat it between 4 and 6, then I know that I can get to bedtime. And then once I'm in bedtime, I can go to sleep and I'm good. So it's really knowing when to eat. Like I could never do a breakfast. Like that would ruin me. And then the other trick is I eat well, meaning I don't have a bowl of mac and cheese with hot dogs in it as my dinner. I enjoy my dinner. I pick something I want. The hardest part about losing the weight was you'd be on a roll for a long time and then all of a sudden you'd stop and you're like, okay, is this it? Am I done? You know, I did that when I hit 50 pounds, when I hit 80 pounds, when I hit 100 pounds. Getting over the 100-pound mark was a big one. Then getting to 120 and then 140, you know, it's just like right now I'm at 140. I'm trying to get over the last small hurdle and I want it really bad. So adjusting to it. And then just not, our love language in my family is food. They kind of had to adjust to me saying, oh, I'm not going to eat today. Or, hey, Todd, is this your eat day? That was a big conversation because I do 2 no eat days completely where I do a very long fast. And so when the food was made, I wouldn't eat it. I try to work around them, but, you know, they have to adjust because I'm going to do it. Just like you got fed up at the beginning, get fed up again in the middle and start again. If you had a bad week, start again. If you had a bad day, start again. Readjust, see what you did differently, try again. You've got to keep trying. That's the biggest problem is you get discouraged. Oh, I didn't lose any weight this week. Oh, geez, I didn't lose any weight. And if you're stuck, the great thing about the scale, yeah, it can go up, but it also can go down. And nothing stops it from going down but you. Yes. No, I really wanted it this time. I've wanted this one. And when I lost the first 50 pounds within a very reasonable amount of time, I was seeing success. And then when I hit 100, when I went over 100, and when people started noticing it, and then when I started noticing it, I'll tell you, it's when I started noticing loose skin. Like I've never lost enough weight to notice loose skin in my. I mean, even after gastric bypass, we'd always make that joke after my gastric bypass, like, "Oh, you're gonna need skin removal." I'm like, I don't need it now. I noticed it a lot, and so to me, nah, I don't think I'll ever change. Yeah, no, yeah. you did it. You did it. You finally did it. There we go. You finally did it. It was tough, but you did it. Not that you're going to do it, but you did it. I hope what I had to say today helps someone out there start the journey to being healthier. If you don't think you can do it, I'm proof that you can. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.
Okay, just talk.
I'm gonna eat some Mexican food in like an hour.
Just speak.
I'm gonna get some sushi today. I'm pretty excited. Calamari sounds really good right now.